Okay, I'd like to call the November 12th meeting of Richmond Parks and Recreation Board to order. We have no special guests. Richmond Parks and Recreation Department provides for the positive development and well-being of the Richmond community through the provision of parks, greenways, trails, and recreational programming and facilities, while working in cooperation with other service providers and partners in the community to maximize all available resources. Approval of the minutes. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of the October 8th, our last regular meeting.
So moved.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'd like a motion to approve the meeting minutes for the October 22nd special meeting.
Make a motion.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Like a motion to approve the minutes from the October 30th special meeting.
Make a motion.
Here a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Administration report. Denise,
Yeah, I provided a copy of this for you as well, sent it over. I know this was not something that you guys had requested, but I did want to pay special attention to the tree that was planted today in memory of Mrs. Claus at Springwood Park. This tree was sponsored by Ashley Ryan Stephen, who felt her memory and dedication to this community should live on through planting this tree. So I wanted to kind of draw your attention to that on the back, because we think that's pretty special. The second thing I wanted to draw your attention to was the Eagle Scout project. It was installed and dedicated. I've given you a kind of a sneak peek, but I would encourage you to go down there and check it out yourself. Nick Rader did an amazing job with this project. He raised over $21,000, and this was a wonderful ceremony last night at 5 o'clock to commemorate and dedicate this this monument for the American Revolution. So really great job. Shows what an Eagle Scout can accomplish and what we can always accomplish with the help of our community. I also wanted to say thank you to the Park Board. We had 100% participation in our Wayne County Foundation Challenge Match, and the community has been more than generous on not only this front with the challenge match, but also our patronicity campaign for the winterization of the Star-Jeanette facility. So thank you to all that contributed. We always are humbled by the generosity of this community, and I would like to say that Christmas is my favorite time of the year. Thanksgiving is my second time, and then it's challenge match. So the challenge match is a wonderful addition to this community. People get very excited about matching their donation, and I could not be more thrilled with the generosity of this community and the support. And so I just wanted to say thank you, and thank you to the community.
any questions for the superintendent?
Yes. Through Facebook, I found out about an initiative for a Negro basketball or baseball league. Somebody, can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. Jim is handling that project. He's going to talk a little bit about that, but we can absolutely discuss that. Alex Painter and Carl Reinhardt contacted the mayor regarding a potential project that they would like to start. It's probably about 3 or 4 months ago. They weren't sure exactly how they wanted to initiate the support. Thank you. Yeah, thanks. Jim had copies he was going to go over, but I'll definitely talk about it right now. So it looks like this. Did you receive it? Okay. And so Alex Painter actually was a contributor to a kind of well-known historical book about the Negro League, and I've learned a lot through this project, that's for sure. But if you are kind of standing at the Glenn Miller Rose Garden entrance and you look adjacent to your right where the big billboard is, you can see there's a space there that's where a baseball stadium used to be many years ago. And this infographic kind of talks a little bit of that, we're calling it kind of a place card. And so Alex and Carl came up with some of this information, and we wanted to highlight some of the historic, I guess, information that really tells the story about this league. I don't know a whole lot about it. I've kind of been trying to research it myself. And they've been raising funds so that we can get this sign put in. And we've set aside some money too at the Parks Fund because we feel like it's really important. And we'll be placing that sign, we dedicated kind of a spot for that to the, I guess it would be the east or the west end of the entrance so that you can kind of look over and kind of see where the stadium used to be until they can maybe commemorate it in a larger capacity. So this is kind of that phase one to kind of tell people the story a little bit, get them to understand what was in this location, just right across from Glenn Miller. And we're pretty excited about that partnership.
Questions or comments? Great, thanks. Look forward to that.
Yep.
Jim.
Good afternoon. I just want to give you a brief update of the projects, accomplishments, and those that are in the makings for our maintenance and floral division. We all know 2020 has been a very challenging year with the pandemic of COVID-19. We started out 2020 with our full maintenance staff minus one labor position due to the sudden death of Steve Herb in December of 2019. We were anticipating hiring for that position prior to our busy season beginning. However, that was all put on hold with the pandemic coming to head in March. Soon after the pandemic started, we had a Tech 1 resign. Then we proceeded to follow a work schedule of half of our staff there and half of our staff at home, every other week rotation. And then in late April, 2 of our Tech 2s retired. With all these challenges, we were still able to be very successful and complete and accomplish several major projects to date here in 2020. The following list does not include our normal daily chores that arise on a regular basis, such as many tree removals or cleanups, water lines breakage, toilet repairs, placement of lights, removal of graffiti, and of course mowing, weed eating, 23 plus locations. Trash was increased this year with the pandemic, with a lot of people out and about in the parks, and that is done daily. Winterizing and de-winterizing of facilities takes a considerable amount of time and material. In McBride Stadium, the 2 softball diamonds and 2 additional diamonds used for teams to practice on were maintained, and also work was done to better the field for future use. And then when the white stuff falls, we plow snow in all of our parks, as well as the city building, the city parking lots, and the removal of snow in the uptown street corners and some of the sidewalks. This is done with 9 full-time maintenance staff, 4 full-time, part-time employees, and 4 seasonals. I'm not going to go through every major project here, but I just want to highlight a few of them and mention. But we completed a ramp and a new porch addition to Mac Shack, thus making that facility handicap accessible. As you all know, Mac Shack sits up high, and the only way in was stairs. So we put a ramp on the side to allow it to be handicap accessible. In September, we stained that ramp and porch. We installed over $30,000 in playground repair equipment to Glenn Miller Playground. We assisted the street department in tree removal in Glenn Miller Park and Mary Scott for the Wood Weekend. We also installed playground repair parts at Mary Scott and Springwood. We installed new wood tops on the bleachers at McBride Stadium. Removed old structures and cleaned up the area in right field at McBride. Cleaned out invasives and small trees in a lot at North 2nd, prepping for the trail extension and just to beautify. Installed flagpoles at Elstro Plaza. Installed a new sewer line in the parking lot at Middle Fork Reservoir, which was in dire need to be done for several years. Whenever heavy rains would come, the parking lot looked like an extension of the reservoir. It flooded over quite considerably. Installed new wood on the docks at Middle Fork. And we installed security mirrors in the parking garage. And there's several others listed there, but those are the ones I wanted to highlight. Some projects that we're working on at the present time, and will continue to, into 2021. The Star Park Playground installation, it's in the process now. Will be, they just actually started today. So hopefully the weather cooperates, and we'll have a playground there in a week to 10 days. The Star Jeanette revamping to winterize the facility. And then continue cleaning up from the wood weekend. And as was mentioned, installing the concrete pad for the Negro Baseball League sign. Exhibition Park was in existence from 1917 to 1933 when it burnt down. And like Denise had said, Alex Painter spearheaded this project. So I'm glad we're able to put something there to bring the historical mark of Exhibition Park. We have several other projects listed there. You can read them at your leisure. Do you have any questions on the maintenance division? Okay. The floral division. The floral staff consists of 2 full-time and 3 seasonals and accomplished many of their projects. These projects listed are over and above their normal daily duties of maintaining the flowers in the greenhouse, weeding and watering all the flower beds in the parks and the bike path, as well as all flower pots in the uptown area, maintaining equipment, organizing volunteers for cleanups, and planting several trees in several parks. The list can go on and on. Their major accomplishments for 2020 to date. They installed new landscaping at Charles House. They redesigned and rebuilt the Wisteria Pagoda at E.G. Hill Garden, Rose Garden. They removed and installed landscape at McBride Stadium. They've installed new landscaping at 10th Street Park, the park office, administration building, Star Jeanette. They've redefined parts of Veteran Park landscaping, and they've installed landscaping at Mac Shack after we did the ramp and the porch. And they've got several other projects that they've accomplished. The remainder of 2020 and into 2021, their goal is to achieve Elstra Plaza, finishing the landscape at the north side, plant corn beans, Star Jeanette, cut down and transplant grasses, dig out the broad fork and compost all trees, the cycle track, leaf removal on the bike path. That'll be coming starting next week, I believe they said. Glen Park, need to cut the roses and prune the rose bed. Compost at McBride, 10th Street Park. They want to move the dogwood tree and finish the south side landscaping. The city building, plant the Main Street entrance, thin and reduce size of magnolias, remove the annuals from the pots, and Veterans Park, plant the 2019 Christmas tree. Some of their projects. Any questions on that?
Mr. Jim. Thanks, Jim.
All right, thank you.
Division reports. Any questions for any of the division reports? Board concerns and comments. Delegation of correspondence. Old business. No new business. We didn't get the contract, so Can't talk about that. In that case, entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Here, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adjourned.
I just wanted to